If you're considering moving to Urbana, Maryland, you've probably already seen that it is ranked as the #1 best place to live in Frederick County. But just because it is an amazing place to live does not mean it comes without its downsides. So in this video, I'm going to cover 5 reasons you might not want to move to the villages of Urbana. So let's just jump right into it. Hey everyone, my name is Eddie and I'm a realtor here in Maryland. And if this is your first time visiting the channel, thank you for being here. I've made it my mission to help people just like you determine the best places to move in Maryland. I give you the market updates, the top neighborhoods, and everything you should know about making a move here. And I just released my brand new relocation roadmap, which you can download in the description below. That also gets you access to my weekly insider email where I give you the real scoop on what's happening in the Maryland market. So at the end of this video, make sure to click on that so you don't miss any of that awesome information. All right, so the #1 reason you might not want to move to Urbana is the high cost of living. Urbana is significantly more expensive than other areas in Frederick County. If you're looking for a townhouse in Frederick, the median price point is going to be just over $435,000. But if you go to the villages of Urbana, your median price point for a townhouse is $570,000. And the median price point for single family homes is about $200,000 more in Urbana than other areas in Frederick. So you're going to be paying significantly more to live here, especially in a single family home. And those prices are driven up mainly by its location. The schools here, they're A+ rated schools. You're right on I-270, so the commute down to DC or up into Frederick is very easy. It's right there. But because of that prime location, the schools here, the price point is obviously much higher. And speaking of the commute, that brings us to the second reason that Urbana might not be a good fit for you, and that's the traffic and congestion. While being located right on I-270 and right on 355 is great for commuting, it's not so great when there's traffic. And because so many people use this route to get down to DC, Urbana gets fairly crowded. There's a lot of places to the east of Urbana that have to drive all the way west through Urbana to get to I-270 to commute to work. So that means it's a major pass-through town. And in addition to that, there's over 13,000 residents here. So you have that on top of it, as well as the surrounding communities. So when all is said and done, you can have some pretty jammed up roadways here. And they've added streetlights recently at a lot of the major intersections coming out of neighborhoods. So while that helps with safety, it slows you down. It takes much longer to get through Urbana. And schools let out in Urbana, in the afternoon. And if you hit rush hour and schools letting out, you could be stuck for quite a while. And speaking of kids getting out of school, that brings us to the third reason that a lot of people actually choose not to move to Urbana, and that's the walking to school issue. And this is because Frederick County has a rule that if elementary age students live within 1.25 miles from the school, they do not get the bus service. They have to walk to school or the parents can drive them. And for the older age kids, it's 1.7 miles away. So that covers pretty much all of the Urbana neighborhoods around the high school and around the middle school. So if you don't want your kids walking to school, this could be an issue. And if you're worried about the weather and all those things, you might not want to move your family here. Now, some families are completely fine with it. They kind of like the idea of it being more old school. Kids walk to school, get out and walk in the weather. But some families have concerns about it, even safety concerns about crossing the roadways. Even though there's crossing guards and there are crosswalks, still some parents are concerned about it, and it might be a reason that you don't want to move here. And the fourth reason that Urbana might not be a good fit for you is the planned community feel. And while this comes with a ton of benefits, some people don't like that cookie cutter feel that comes with these planned communities. And while the developers wanted it to feel like a new version of a small town America, I don't think they really got a unique feel to Urbana. Now, there are some different styles of the facades of homes. Like you do get a few different styles, but nothing really drastic that adds a ton of character to this community. Now, the way it's set up, I guess structurally, the way everything intertwines and connects is actually really convenient. I mean, everything's connected with sidewalks and roads, and you can pretty much walk everywhere. But if you're looking for a special charm that maybe they were going for, you don't really get that here in Urbana. But again, people move here because of those amenities. So they're really focused on the fact that there's 4 pools and a ton of community centers and activities and playgrounds and so much nearby. There's even a library right in Urbana. And even though Urbana is a neighborhood, we often talk about it like it's its own town. That's kind of how it sounds like I'm talking about it. There's a library here, there's grocery stores, there's restaurants. So there's so many benefits. But again, if you want that charm and character, you might have to go up into Frederick. And the fifth reason you might not want to move to Urbana is also a reason that you might not be able to move to Urbana, and that's the low inventory and housing options. The homes that are available here are predominantly townhouses and single family homes. There are not really any condos in Urbana, so you're limited on options already. But there's about 4,100 homes in the villages of Urbana across all of the different villages. And at the time of this video, only 6 houses are for sale. So there is extremely low inventory, and that's a trend that is across all markets. Even during COVID, it was just so hard to find a home here. Before COVID, after, it's extremely hard to find the inventory for one, and also a house that you really love. So that is a big deterrent for people. If the prices don't scare you off, a lot of times the inventory will be a kind of a discouragement to moving to this area. But if you really want to live here, this is your spot. If you just stay in the market long enough, you absolutely will find a home that fits your needs, especially going into spring and summer. As inventory rises throughout the year into fall, it'll get a little easier. But at the time of this video, 6 homes for sale. So there you have it. 5 reasons you might not want to move to Urbana, Maryland. Now, again, there are so many positives about moving here, and I'll link my videos above about the things you should know about moving here that are great. The pros and cons are absolutely something you should always be weighing. So make sure to watch that video afterwards, and also remember to download that relocation roadmap so you know exactly the next steps of making that move. And if that's you, if you're considering a move to Urbana, to Frederick, or any of the surrounding areas, that's what I'm here for. You can reach out to me by going in the description below and clicking on the link to schedule a one-on-one consultation with me. We'll get a plan together for your move to make it go as smoothly as possible. And that's whether you're 2 weeks out from your move or 2 years. It's never too soon to hop on that call with me and get that plan in place. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you stay up to date on all my videos about moving to Maryland.